Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. And anyone who happened to listen to us on this network, welcome to our program On Target. We never have a subject matter. We speak about trending things. And you can introduce your own subject matter. Religion, politics, culture. And you can, the number to call is 442-0175. We on RealFM 91.9, 91.5. We on YouTube and Facebook. And you can always get us back anytime you want. That is one of the advantages and the beauty of the technology. If you miss us now, you could listen to us in the confines of your home or anywhere else. Welcome to our program. Give us a call, 442-0175. Today is a significant period in the life of a number of young people that will move from primary school to secondary school. They have the entrance examination today, but we also have a policy that everybody that is doing the exam, pass or fail, irrespective of what grade you have, will go to a secondary school. The kind of up and out policy. Say, don't delay, up and out. You're good, you know good, up and out. And so I have had, nothing is wrong with the policy. Nothing is wrong with sending all children in school. Some people believe that some of them may need remedial work, and perhaps in the forms of Form 1 and Form 2, special provision should be catered for it. But from the education system, I don't think they care about that. To be very frank with you, 70% of the children that exit school today cannot meet the minimum requirement. 70%. So nobody is wasting time with remedial work. It's a question of up and out. Is it good for our society? Some people do not believe it's good, including me. Some people don't care. As long as some make it, enough make it, they believe that will suffice. Socialist countries and countries that follow some of the principles of Marxist-Leninism, and even some democratic countries where you have people that is full of that ideology, they normally believe that once you have 15% support of a country, you could manage a country. While in socialist countries and Marxist-Leninist countries, you don't have no democracy. So it's a straight question of brute force and the flammable nature of the gun. Some other countries, you have propaganda and lies, and they believe they could control you with that. It's open for discussion, but today, while I wait on your calls, I will ask at what stage you should start discussion with your children about investments and business. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, good day.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, if everybody going up in secondary school, children wouldn't labor hard enough because we realize what's sense working hard and we show we get in position. I find they should get a challenge because the university and everything, you must have to qualify to go in university and all them things. So I see this up and out thing. I find children go because some children go and they can't even stay at school. You have some children include right now at a school, special school, right now have a special form with the principal trying to help children to read and write in him. So it's kind of difficult and it's hard for some of them teachers to you'll be real hard and big. I don't get that type of children coming there. You have to take up the first one and go read them and go. Well, I posting this someone calling for the airlines to ban the ticket from from selling ticket to the Prime Minister for because he's traveling too much. And I agree that because they stay back in the country and do your work. And I agree that because you can be working up in a place and every meet you outside the place you have to work. You're not producing. So that when I start, I say, but that person thinking. You understand? But you can be every time you go, so what so that means you're getting who paying you for going so? So the person call the airline to don't issue no tickets for the Prime Minister because they sit down and do work. Take care, Mr. Pierre.
Well, thank you. Well, that's a little joke because the airline would like the Prime Minister to travel every day because they're making money and he's traveling first class. But in the government service, you will consider that as scheming. If an individual is out of the job on a regular basis, some people might complain they're sick, they make excuses. And if they are traveling very regular in the job for whatever reason, the ordinary workers would call them schemers. They would say they're always on the plane, they are schemers. So the Prime Minister of Grenada is working hard to be qualified as a schemer. He's traveling. He's not providing any explanation to the public while he's traveling. We are also hearing sometimes the Prime Minister is in Grenada and he's still having Zoom meeting with his cabinet while he is in Grenada. The technology affords us the opportunity now to participate in meeting during Zoom. The Prime Minister seems to want to attend all encounters outside of the country in the physical. But when he is in the country, there is rumors around that he still attends some cabinet meeting through Zooms. It's amazing how we want to make different rules for different people. We want to judge governments by different standards. Somebody had heaters, and those individuals who used to talk about productivity in yesteryear, that word is no longer in the vocabulary. The Prime Minister is traveling excessively. And I want to believe that in 2 years, the Prime Minister have traveled more perhaps than all other Prime Ministers in the Caribbean put together in the last 2 years. Somebody called about a month ago and asked if we believe that the Prime Minister spent a month without traveling. But I think now the question is, did the Prime Minister remain in this country for 2 weeks, 14 days without traveling? He goes to Dubai with great regularity. And it's difficult to find, even from Cultureman or any one of the individuals who speaks about him or try to defend him, what is he going there for? So in our history in Grenada, it's the first time we find a Prime Minister and his 9 members of government that is traveling with great regularity. And perhaps they're traveling because of the podium, because of the luxurious life, because they have scant regard for productivity. They're traveling because they want to live a gala type of life. And they don't care one hoot about this country. It's all these things that could be contributing to people on the ground behaving badly and exercising sheer disrespect for authority. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller.
Well, he never worked a month yet, you know. He never worked a month yet since he get in office.
We wonder if he stayed 2 weeks in the country without...
No, man, no, he never, no, man. No. Well, let him Garavant. When he thumb up, we go deal with him.
Well, we have never heard that before, and we in tongue a little while.
Yes.
We have never seen that before.
No.
This Prime Minister has absolutely no respect for the coffers of this country. He's squandering public funds.
He go learn respect when he going in Michael.
But sometimes it's the impact of these things, because he's not setting a good model, a good template. He's not setting good example for the younger folks in our country.
No.
And that is why I said the Prime Minister and the members of government is solely responsible for the upsurge in crime in our society.
Of course, well, they have to take it, whether it's them or not. Because his statement, the first statement he made, correct it. So, when I did say to hold him, that's what I mean, hold him, let him give us answers. Got to hold him somewhere.
Well, it is practically disgraceful and shameful that all these friends of NDC cannot nudge the Prime Minister that what he's doing is a disgrace.
No, because you see, that is what they want to glorify themselves with.
And they were the ones that criticizing the previous government.
Of course. This is what I say. This is what I say, and I will continue to say. The investment, talking the stupidness, the investment in the diaspora.
Well, I think even some people in the diaspora must be ashamed too. They must be concerned.
They're ashamed because if they want a ticket to come, they go get. They're ashamed.
On the backs of Grenadians.
One talk about stupidness. 50 years you live here and come back and talk about that is the best Prime Minister. In 2 years, what much thing they do?
Well, the government said that from the time 1983, nothing has not been done. So the people in the diaspora, when they come and see Grenada, they believe all these things was done in 2 years.
Yeah. But they have to know that when they left, if they left before 1983 or 1983, they left on Paul's airport or on a boat.
Well, maybe the airport was built in 2 years too.
Yeah.
The government lie without compunction,
Yeah.
It just still lies.
All right.
All right, brother. Yes, So the number to call is 4420175. And we ask the question at what stage you should start discussing business and investment with your children. Should you do it at all? At what stage you should do it? You see, I believe we as a people is falling short. And because of that, every now and then we select a quality of leaders that is only going to bring this country down the wrong path. Maybe if we hold this discussion more and at early stage with our children, we might value personal development more. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller.
Good afternoon. Mr. Pierre, I am proud of my Prime Minister. My Prime Minister go there and representing Grenada. Any function you go on is Grenada, you representing it. He pushing Grenada. Now the Prime Minister to go and hide and go and take briefcase of money and all this kind of thing. He go and represent Grenada. And I am proud of him. Go outside there and promote Grenada more. Promote Grenada to the highest form. Bring more tourists in this country. And do better for this country. Instead, I listen the former Prime Minister talking about encouraging people to build things by the road and shit and mess up, dirty up.
Caller, that is not true, and you know that is not true. So you mustn't say that. Caller. That is not true. What you need, you see how we just play tapes here, Deacon. Anything we say about Deacon, we could defend it. There is absolutely no need to tell lies on politicians. Politicians have enough pressure for themselves. And they make enough mistakes. So we don't have to tell lies on them. And Dr. Keith Mitchell is not in government. And he has served this country better than any other politician in Grenada. Dr. Keith Mitchell is more politically successful than any other in the Commonwealth. He has kept his party together. There is no comparison between Keith Mitchell and Deacon. Deacon is a vulture. No comparison at all. And he's traveling excessively. And he's not telling the public why he's traveling. Yes, caller, welcome. We lost that caller. He's not telling the public why he's traveling. And this is an insult. And it is sad and it's unfortunate that our journalists don't ask him that question. They will ask Keith 1,000, but they wouldn't find out from Deacon why they are plundering the GDB Bank. What is the necessity for this excessive traveling? Is it only for the podium, the money that they get from it? Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
The reason why this man traveling like that, he's looking for a way to rig the election coming, That's why he's looking for, Nothing else than that, Thank you, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, based upon our track record in Grenada, I don't believe anybody could rig the election. From 1983, the electoral process in this country was free and fair. And all the parties that won election, the opposition conceded defeat within 24 hours. And no political party have challenged successfully any aspect of the election. The election in Grenada is free and fair. The most important thing for political groups is to make certain that the names on the voting list is authentic. Because once your name on the list, you must vote. Most of the constituencies have polling division. Some may have 7 polling division. Some may have 13 or 14 polling division. It is easy for you to go in a polling division and to know everybody in the polling division. Who in America, who in England, you know everybody. Each political party have a representative in the polling station. The presiding officer generally come from the constituency. The 2 policemen that is there generally come from the constituency. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah.
Afternoon. Yeah, Mr. Pierre, when I analyze this government, this present government, I consider them as vampires who came to suck out the last penny from the poor man pocket. And any program that was there to assist the ordinary man to help him to invest in himself, the poor man cannot get it. When you have ministers like the Grenada Development Bank become like the shopping market, where they could go and get money there to do what they want to do. The poor man who that was set up for to the individual to invest in themselves in different area, they go to get a small loan. But what happened? People and executive members of NDC were put on the board there to only when ministers come and friends come, they may get a loan. But the poor man who need to develop himself, it is a problem. So what comes to government, Albert, they take the little caca that the other person used to get, instead of leaving them and get them more, they will try what they should get from the pocket and enlarging themselves. So I will consider this government like illegal sucking the last penny from the poor man pocket. Whenever Dr. Mitchell travel, when he come back, he have a press conference. He telling the Grenada people what they get for Grenada. When you have a prime minister, when he go in, when he gone and he come, you know what he come back with. And I do believe whatever he come back with, his personal thing. Like that's why he don't want to have press conference. And I could consider Mr. Pierre, this prime minister would be the worst prime minister that ever passed in Grenada. As Judge Brown said, Grenada is an island of conflict, an island that will continue to make history. And this prime minister is going in Grenada as a landmark of a negative history. So please have a blessing.
Yes, so people must have confidence in the electoral system. And that is why I believe we always have to explain the electoral system and people must understand it. You have different polling divisions and the presiding officer normally comes from the polling division. And any good presiding officer and a poll clerk, together with a representative from each political party, they know the names of everybody in that polling station. Maybe about 300 or 400 people in that polling division. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Like your courage. But Mr. Pierre, you said that is the worst government of passing here?
Yes, you want me to tell you why?
Well, I could tell you why it's not worse.
Do you? Okay, you want me to tell you why I see? I said it is the worst government. You want me to tell you why I say that?
Yes, say what I'm saying.
Because this government tell more lies than all the political leaders put together. It is the first government that is plundering the GDB Bank. This government is using several of its members to sell passports on the international market.
The
NDC have a... The NDC have...
That is legal. That is legal matter. No, you can't do that.
When you hear... You can't afraid the truth, you know. When you challenge me, I give you the truth. And you have to deal with them. You cannot say you take issue with me because I said the worst government, so you should try to hear why I say it's the worst government. And if I said anything that is not the truth, then you challenge me. But you have to play this game fair. Because a lot of time I let you just make statement and I don't even bother with it. Because I believe politicians have to take some criticism, even it is unjustified. Because we don't want thin-skinned politicians. They go kill people. And I'm very concerned about Deacon. Because Deacon is the only politician in Grenada. The only politician that is trying to establish a policy of political vengeance. He's the only one. No other politician in Grenada, with the exception of the revolution 4.5 years, they committed the worst crimes in Grenada after slavery and colonialism. Post-1983, Deacon Mitchell is the worst leader that passed. He tells more lies than anybody else. He's plundering the GDB Bank. He is hostile to the elderly, the physically challenged, and disadvantaged children. Even the Haitians did not escape his wrath. And now he's traveling as if it's a joke. Like when people leave money for the children and the children on coke or the children gambling. And you don't know what he going in Dubai and do. The Prime Minister is attending things that the foreign minister should attend. We cannot support that. Even though you like Deacon, help him. Help him as though I helping him. Bring him to the attention that what he's doing is wrong. Yes, caller, welcome. We're not hearing you, caller.
Mr. Pierre, good evening.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, why I have to say, right, because Michel doing so much wrong thing, Mr. Pierre, so much wrong thing he doing. And people still calling and defend Deacon Michel. Look how much crime, look how much gun, look how much thing. Grenada, we don't have no prime minister. Grenada sit down by themselves. Right now, we don't have nobody to protect us like a prime minister. And people still and defend this man. These people are the man calling and defend Deacon Michel. They're mad like him because when I hearing on Massacre and playing the clip and saying, Maurice Bishop, we miss you. Maurice Bishop, we love you. Maurice Bishop, look over us. It's mad people to get and so. So what I want the person what is in charge of the madhouse to take this man and bring them, because this man real mad. This prime minister, they say what they graded and select for a prime minister here. It is a very mad man. He don't have no thing like a prime minister. He don't act like a prime minister. Mr. Pierre, he can't defend Grenada. He can't defend Grenada. Every time something happens, like a crime happens, this man out of the country. You understand? So why we have to defend this man? But as I say every day, we deserve the government we wanted and we get it. So we have to deal with it until amen come. Have a good day, Mr.
Yes, we have to stand the consequences, but we're doing every possible thing to manage the impact, to try to help Deacon to change his ways. Deacon dabble with the occult. No other leader has done that. He dabbled with the occult. He wants to plagiarize on other people's popularity. Come on. You're not supposed to support a leader to do that. Yes, caller, welcome.
Afternoon, Mr. Pierre. How are you?
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me, Mr. Pierre?
Either put the phone near your mouth or speak a little louder.
You hear me now?
Yeah, that's a little better.
Okay, Mr. Pierre, what I'm trying to say to you, as I cannot see too well, the Prime Minister is supposed to be helping me.
You're going back down again?
You hear me now?
Yes, stay
The Prime
there.
Minister is supposed to be helping those who cannot see too well coming around, finding out where they're staying and bringing stuff for those who are visually impaired. But I'm not seeing Deacon Mitchell doing anything, not matter I cannot see too well, but he not coming around and ask who blind, who visually impaired, who had to go to school, people like me. I supposed to be wanted to go to school because I used to go to school down in the research center for the blind, and I can't get no help for nobody to help me. I go by Gloria Thomas to ask her for help to go back to school in the research center for the blind. She tell me she will get back in touch with me, and she never get back in touch with me neither. My fiance has to go to work too, and she never get back in touch with none of us. I need help, and I just sit at home doing nothing. I'm trying to make math, but still I need a little help from Deacon Mitchell and them. Because the $400 they're giving me is not enough. So I'm a child to send to school and to buy stuff for him, and the $400 is not enough for me. So I need help from Deacon Mitchell and them.
This government have a history of not assisting the people in the lower income group. They did it in 2008, in 2008-13, and this period is the worst. So it's sad and it's unfortunate. There was no need to dismantle the strong social safety net program we had.
I figure it's because I don't vote for them, that is why they don't help.
Well, again, they have restorative justice. And that is a policy under Mr. Andy where they try to identify who have yellow blood and who have green blood.
Green blood, yeah.
This government this is
well,
wrong.
I guess how much you know who talking to you, best friend, eh?
Yes, I know. Yeah. it's
They don't helping me.
unfortunate.
And even seeing you have a next blind person, a lot of us who blind and we need help. We need help and calling us for all of us. We need a lot of help. We need
Well,
help.
I always continue to speak because we hope that we'll be able to soften the hearts. Because it's Grenada. Some people say the people lazy, don't help them. Somebody hardline NDC, that is what they're saying. So we have to try to constantly explain to them that people are looking for assistance to develop themselves. And then you hard program. So don't dismantle the program.
They don't want to give us who blind the program. Even Mr. Philip daughter blind too, no, because she have a child, she blind too, she cannot see too well. I calling on behalf of her too, because me and Mr. Philip is me minister.
So that is the challenge we have, sister. We will continue to hope to see if we could meld the heart. Yeah.
Because I need a lot of help and
Yeah.
they don't helping me. That $400 don't know for me because when I take out $100 and I buy stuff for the child, what I getting for myself, I don't get nothing for myself. They don't even paying NIS for me neither.
And they're not providing, they don't have additional jobs. And it's a challenge. But it's difficult for them to understand because the ministers getting about $24,000 a month. And they're traveling every day, so the podium is strong. Because when they go away, the government pay the bill, plus they get a certain amount of money for every day.
Yeah, well, what I think they should get people, like, get school to put those who blind in school.
Well, we'll continue to knock on the door and hope that we're able to change their heart. We must live in hope.
Yeah.
And we must pray that they change their heart.
It's time to
and start to do a little better.
Bring back the old driver. The gun can drive. Bring back Kitty. Better Kitty what he did.
Yes, thank you.
Aye,
thank you. You see, some people in Grenada benefits well when NDC in power. But the majority of people are disadvantaged. And then when you speak to them here, they say people lazy and handout they're getting. I ask the question what it is, how much money the government spending to pay somebody to go in tertiary educated. How much money the ministers are making to travel. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Pierre.
Yes, scholar. Yes, scholar, go ahead. Yes, scholar. Caller, just call back. Yes, how much money? Because it is not right. A government supposed to be inclusive. When the government declare war on people in the lower income group, it's going to backfire. Yes, caller, welcome. Go ahead, caller. Don't listen to your radio. Right, so it's going to backfire in the society that's happened before. The NDC was in power before. The same negative policy that they had against the majority of people, it backfired. And they lost every seat. And that happened on 3 occasions. You come back, know when you're doing worse. You plunder in the GDB Bank. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, go right ahead.
The government of Grenada, there are 16,000 blind people and disabled people. They give each of them $400 a month. Mr. Pierre, if they give each one of them $2,000, what they will take and pay the teachers? What they will take and pay the policemen and them? What they will take and pay the school feeding program? What they will take and pay for college? So give this woman $2,000 so she won't get all the money. And then rest of people will get. She don't consider other people. You have to consider other people in life. One can want all the money. That is back on this. And you supporting this kind of support. If she didn't get nothing, I could have said, well, right, she don't get nothing. But she getting $400 every month to help herself. She have a man, she have a child for a man. The man supposed to help herself too. Don't come and tell me that government will mind you and mind your child. that backwardness and that foolish thinking, I could stand up and say, I support the Prime Minister. He give you a $400. You don't work for that. You get that because you're blind. The blind give you money too. The blind give you $200. So in other words, you get $700 every month from the blind. What's she talking about? And she still wants
Color. I always try to tell you, stick with the truth. Who giving her the $300? You don't have to add any. Just stick with the truth. You know? And you don't know the circumstances of this individual. You don't know the history. When in 2008, 2013, the National Democratic Congress removed her from the program. She go and beg Tillman Thomas. And he put her back. The NDC have a history of doing that. They remove her from the program in 2008, 2013. People cry shame. She go and beg Tillman Thomas. And Tillman Thomas put her back. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre?
Yes, caller, welcome.
How are you?
The radio making some noise in the back.
Okay, hold on. Mr. Pierre, I find that I don't know, you have him coming to regular. I find it
Caller.
He can, you know, you have 6 hours of the program every day. And then the only spelling getting with that man. I don't say he mustn't call, but he coming to regular. He's spelling the program. He hasn't taken up the whole program. I mean, you have to tell him, I'm going to say no. He coming to regular.
All right, thank you. Thank you. See, we have to encourage the dialogue and the exchanges. And particularly if somebody wants to say something, the program is like that. We give you the opportunity to express yourself. We may not like what people say. You know, we may not like it. But the more we have the discussion, it's better. And then individuals will come up with answers that counteract what individuals say. It's a very important thing in a society, you know, where we could sit down and exchange ideas and disagree with one another and walk away smiling. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr.
Yes, my brother.
I agree with this Mr. Watakdi. I find him too regular. Hey, the program is here on?
All right, thank you.
Hey, he calling 3 and 4 times and nobody can get chance to call?
All right.
That is nonsense.
Okay,
when
thank
he
you.
calls, stop him.
Okay,
he call
thank
once
you.
already and not twice and 3 and 4 times.
All right. See, one of the governments have to understand that the government before had a strong social safety net program. Now, when I say the Grenada government now is responsible for the upsurge in crime, they are responsible. Anytime you mess with the social program and your level of hostility to people, every action brings about an equal and opposite reaction. Yes, caller, welcome. Yeah, we lost that caller. Every action brings about an equal and opposite reaction. You're going to find a rise in pre-deal larceny. Because if there is a downturn in the economy, some of the big businessmen will tell you 10%. The smaller businessmen will talk 25, 35%. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, talking about school going up. I wondering if everybody going up, and what have CPA? My thing is that how do you gauge a child? I can understand that they could drop the percentage, the pass percentage for a child. But what eventually will happen in our society is more delinquents. Because a child must be gauged. I'm not saying every child will have the opportunity or some child might pick up. But something should mark them, because what is happening is teachers will be frustrated eventually. You know, I just want to say at the end of the day, we should relook this. And at the end of the day, lower the percentage of the pass mark for these children. So everyone must realize that they have to be able to put all eventually up. And what is happening in our society today with the guns, eventually going to be worse for us. Thank you, sir.
And I to some extent, caller, I don't think the children are even motivated to study. There are some schools that they didn't bother to give lessons anymore, and some children not attending lessons, and they're not even bothering to study because they say they're going up in school. It's a real sad situation. But I don't think that affects the government. Yes, caller, welcome.
It's a bit after. No, I don't like to respond back to when people in talking in the cities. It makes no sense.
I don't hear that first part.
I tell that I don't like to respond back. But then
you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Yeah, don't bother them.
Because you see, all we do is just compounding the same thing. Don't respond back.
Yeah, I did it. Okay.
Okay.
$14,000, plus 10,000, that's 24,000.
24,000 the politicians getting now.
24. I want getting them
$150 and 500. They cut the 500 and give them 4 and some 2 and they remove some from it.
And you saying they want to greedy, they want to work, see working for that?
Well, that is the NDC that's saying that is not the gentleman. You know. The NDC say is handout, lazy people, the needy and greedy, the beggy. Not the gentleman that said that, the prime minister and the ministers that said that.
Later, okay, then.
It's not the individual who calling to say that. This is the policy of the government. The government said that these people that give, that was in the social program, most of them is lazy. They said the government give them handout. Some of their supporters on the ground say that they go and pong stone in the river, leave them. This is the government policy. Don't blame rank and file supporters when they say that. Blame Deacon and the ministers. This day that calling people commoners and beggy and greedy and needy and classless. Not you neighbors. You neighbors only echoing the expressions and the unwritten policy of the National Democratic Congress. So they are the one to blame. You know, it is sad and it's unfortunate because it's a small country we have, 110,000 people. The population have not risen significantly in the last 70, 80 years. We almost stuck on 100,000 people. We have electricity, telephone, water, and internet. With 90% of it, people have access to it. We have a free market where people can undertake the investment they want. We have liberalized the telecommunication network, and we have a free press. But within that, we still have people that fall in an income bracket that is less than $3,000 a month. The previous government did everything to put a buffer zone so we don't have the destitute poor. When you have too much a destitute poor in your country, it has serious social problems. And the people who are well off, they may live in gated communities, but people go break the place. This is not rocket science. It happened in other countries. In Brazil, some streets you can walk without being molested. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre?
Yes, caller, welcome.
The government minister is getting $24,000, right?
Yeah.
How much the other members of parliament getting, like the opposition? Could you tell me?
I don't know. Tell us.
You don't know?
Tell us.
You don't know?
You see, I tell you what I know.
But
the
you
ministers,
know the government.
caller, the ministers getting $24,000. Are you disputing that?
So that is 14%.
Are you disputing that?
Well, the other opposition getting 10.
Are you disputing that the ministers getting 24,000?
Right, they're getting 14,000 and
that is
10,000 for the constituency.
Caller.
But the government,
caller,
but the others,
caller.
But why
are you disputing what I say? You see, you're asking me a question. Caller.
I'm asking you how much the opposition getting, but you don't want to answer that. You don't know.
Caller.
You don't know.
You disputing? Are you disputing what I say?
Total amount they get.
Am I wrong in what I said?
in Tottenham. I didn't say you're wrong.
Well, that is what you disputing. Well, you're asking me
No,
questions.
no, Mr. Pierre. Don't put word in my mouth.
Well, you put it in mine.
They're disputing. I didn't tell you disputing. I said, Mr. Pierre, the government minister getting 24,000. How much the opposition getting? And you say, no, I didn't dispute. I only ask you how much the government ministers getting, and you say you don't know. So I'm saying to you, you know how much the ministers getting, and you don't know how much the opposition getting.
All right, thank you.
Come on, Mr. Pierre.
Thank you.
Come on, Mr. Pierre. Don't go down there.
Thank you, Colin. You see, we have to face the reality sometimes. We have a group of ministers, and their salary was about 7. The government doubled it to 14, and the government give them $10,000 extra. They say for them to spend on the community. Well, $10,000 a month, so that means they could buy drink. If they're rich in the shop, no, they could buy a drink, or they could give somebody, they could make charity with the rest. That is $24,000 in their pocket. The average individual make charity. He ain't getting no extra money to make charity. In addition to that, these ministers take massive loan in GDB Bank. About more than 1/3 of the ministers. And some of them are agents selling passport. In addition to that, they're traveling with such regularity that I am convinced now that they are making these trips for the podium's sake, for the amount of money. Because every time a minister go away on behalf of government, the government have to give them a certain amount of money per day. So more they travel, more money they get. That is ripping off the country. That is ripping off the country. How could we agree with this thing? You see, when these things are established, you won't go away. In the next 10 years, you will see ministers going out as if it's a joke. And when you speak about it, they will say, well, the NDC was there and they traveled too. So you think we're stupid then? The NDC make how much money? They rip off the bank, you don't say nothing. Or what kind of government you having? We're creating a corrupted group. And we need to point out that to them with the hope they're going to change. We have heard rumors that the Prime Minister and other members of his team receive gifts from companies that value over $30,000. But if that is not corruption, then what it is? They have not retired these goods in the hands of the Integrity Commission. We're not supposed to support a government like that. And everybody trying to white them and say they're doing good. They're not doing good, they're corrupt. And we must point out that. And that is what we do here. And then we challenge you, if we're speaking, what we are saying is not the truth, then take us on. But if it's the truth, you're making comparison. Yeah. You know? So we on that issue. We believe, we strongly advance the view that this group we are dealing with is a special group. And it could have been worse if we were not pointing out these things. In some other programs, you hear us play tapes. My program is too short to play any tape. But I give myself, I take the position that what I say will be true, and I'll express my opinion. And if you advance additional information that is better than mine, then I have no choice but to change my opinion. But what we're saying is the truth, and that's why we ask the GDB Bank. The government set up a rubber stamp board, and it's the first time that happened in the history of Grenada. And this bank was started specifically for agriculture in the old days of Gary. And all the corruption you hear about ministers before, we never had that before. That was never done before. With ministers that were not able to qualify for a loan in the commercial bank because they had bad credit, was going and take money from GDB Bank. 1 point something million to build a house. 2 million to pay your debt and to start a business. And as a result of that, these ministers' hands are tied behind their back because they exist at the point of bankruptcy. So if the government throw them out or they happen to lose election before the 4 years, they will be bankrupt. So they tie their hands behind their back. So they have to sit down and watch Deacon continue to do what seems like daring, brazen, corrupt acts. But they can't say nothing because their hands are tied behind their back. Because of the massive loans they have received, they face the point of bankruptcy. Our brother Ron was given a gracious offer, and we understand over $100,000 was involved in that offer. 100,000 plus. He would not lose pocket as a result of not being in cabinet. Now, if that is not corruption, and some of you callers, you have to accept that. And maybe you have to counsel members at the NDC. I don't know how you all could defend this thing. It cannot be defended. And we prepare to say it and seek answers. And we know you're not bothering with us, but we continue to, with our voice, knocking and knocking on the door, hoping that the brothers in Tobago and Trinidad and Barbados are going to ask Deacon this question. We hope the school children in secondary schools are going to wake up a day and ask the questions. In the same way, we are appealing to parents to start discussion with your children about business and investments. The Jews, the Indians, the Syrians, the Europeans, some Europeans at a very early age discuss business with their children. We in Grenada need to do that. Yes, scholar, welcome. That's our last scholar. We lost the caller. We lost the caller, so we'll just round up here because we're just a wrong time. And we'll stick on the topic as we round up. At what stage you should start discussion with your children about investment and business? And some family members might say, a little house I have, I renting a spot, is a little day work I'm making. I don't have money to invest. Well, every $10 that come in your hand, $1 must go for charity, $1 for savings, and $3 for investment. So we must pool our families together and start to discuss the issue of investments and what business venture that we can go into. You don't have to have plenty money to start an investment business. If you have a refrigerator in your house, maybe you could start selling ice. Maybe you could buy some plastic bag because the fridge is working and start selling ice. And that might be a little investment business that the family have. You may start selling snow ice. You will make chip, or maybe cake, or pudding, and start selling it as a business and treat it as a business. If you have children in school that are doing business, they could get involved, and obviously they will be able to show mommy and daddy how to keep record. And that little venture could be a family business. You may surprise that you start a little business that you are making $20 from for a week. But remember, you have 52 weeks in the year. So at the end of the year, you may have more than $1,000 from that business venture. Now, the average home in Grenada may use about $10 seasoning for the week. A nice little business venture for some people might be to produce the seasoning that you use. And I'm certain it may not be hard, and you don't need much space and land to produce seasoning to sell to 4 or 5 neighbors. Imagine you're selling $10 seasoning a week to 5 persons. All these things are little business ventures. So the money you would have taken and put in savings there, you use that money and start a business. Sometimes a little practical example, you might have a young baby and people give you assistance and a couple dollars here and there. You may buy a sheep. And you could rear that sheep as a business. The whole family could come. The waste from the kitchen, instead of going in the garbage bag, now go to the sheep. And you collect feeding material from outside, might even tie it out sometime. And you're surprised to know how much money you could make as the sheep continue to multiply. We have to sit down and discuss business in our homes. As a people, we are lagging behind where business is concerned. Even our better educated people are not involved in business. Most of them would store their money in the bank, but they don't invest. Or they may buy a car, but the car is not bringing in any money. It's a luxurious item that they ill afford to maintain. We're back with you tomorrow between 12 and 1 for another opportunity to express our views, to punch, and to talk about at what stage you should start discussion with your children about investments and business. Thank you.